Doha, undisputed powerboat capital of the world. From the mightiest offshore giants, the thrilling, adrenaline-fueled pro GPs, to the fastest men on water anywhere. And now combining the innovative with the traditional, the next generation and all the fun of the fair, a tiny glimpse into the future. Welcome to the 2014 Qatar Cup. Commercially, politically and in sport, Qatar these days is a major world player. There's hardly a dull moment. This weekend, World Offshore 225. Cat racing with a new twist. Pro Boat GP. Raw energy. Unlimited aquabikes. Pure adrenaline. Formula Future and Junior Jet Ski. So cool. And a man who knows exactly in which direction he's travelling.
We have the junior hydro, we have the pro class, C1 and C2. We have the 225 coming in. We have the adult marathon on Saturday. So it's a big thing. For us, we wanted to show everybody within the UIM that when we are committed on something, that we will go all the way, and there is nothing that's going to stop us from reaching our goal.
When you talk powerboats, Hassan is your man. He's got loads this weekend. First, the exhilarating UIM Class 225s. 28-foot catamarans, 225 horsepower two-stroke engines, top speed 200 kilometers an hour. Mandatory pit stops. That's how they line up. The favourites, number 3, Besiktas, and still 88 on a 5-kilometre track with a sneaky left-hander. Time to do battle. On board was Still, laying the early marker. Besiktas, EFE 33, Qatar 1 and Miel 11, a chasing pack already. Around the Cornish marks, 1 and 2, and down the home straight, EFE with Miel on their left. Besiktas, Murat Leki and Chubert Ukak getting closer to Still. Lap 2, EFE pit, but before the official crew are there. They depart without waiting the mandatory 30 seconds. So, Qatar move up to 4th. Always plenty to spot in this class of racing. Introduced by the Istanbul Offshore Club, IOC, in 2003, and then upgraded by the sports governing body, UIM, in 2008. Next to pit, Miel. They will drop to 6th. Then, leader Still. They will drop to 3rd. So, all geared up now for a grand finale. Lap 9, Besiktas lead, but they haven't pitted. Still are 2nd, EFE are 3rd. Then, Still up the pace, fast lap 162 kilometers an hour. Besiktas, pit stop, drop to 3rd. EFE holds 2nd, and Still are the winners. Great stuff. Well, a slight amendment to the finishing order. EFE Mitsubishi are relegated by officials to 3rd following their aborted pit stop. Besiktas promoted to 2nd. Here are the delighted winners.
Too easy, wasn't it?
The race was never easy, but it was a comfortable race.
And perhaps unfairly relegated, it's a pragmatic Onur Ogul.
At the beginning of the race, we made 2 tours and then we decided to go to the pit stop. There had been a problem in there, and accordingly we have continued. The organization has decided to give us 20 more seconds.
Are you happy about that?
At least we have seen the podium. Yes, I am happy, and I will be chasing the first 2 boats tomorrow for sure.
Not too sure I'd be happy, but there it is. Still first, Besiktas second, EFE third. Rock and roll time next. QMSX Peter Dredge explains.
I think it's a wonderful vision to encourage big local events which are going to bring participation. We've got people from Turkey, all over the Middle East, and I think it's fantastic to see such an enthusiastic group. It will only do the sport good. There's two classes which are essentially 200 horsepower and 300 horsepower. All the engines are absolutely standard, the propellers are standard, the boats are all production boats, so it's a very affordable class, and it's the first stepping stone into getting people to get the bug and getting further up the ladder.
Getting started, of course, so much of what this festival is all about. Boat GP racing in particular filling the void between giving it a go and a further step up into world competition. 200 horsepower class then, first to go, 6 in number. Favourites, Mustafa Dashti and Ahmed Appel, number 21, Ahmed and Nasser Fassam, 80, and Abdelaziz Shaheen and Mohammed Taleb, number 8. And the form book coming up trumps. Dashti and Abel, Kuwait, in their distinctive bat boat lead from start to finish. And, unusually in this class, not a single overtake anywhere in the entire race. That's how they cross the line. C1 up next. 300 horsepower this time, top speed around 120 kilometres an hour, and a much more frenetic affair all round. 3 abreast at the front for the most part. And 10 changes of position in the 24 minutes of racing. Taleb and Bowenain, number 2, dropping to second before regaining the lead again on lap 6. With number 17, Abdullah Salem and his bat boat providing most of the X factor. Once again though, only ever one winner, Mohammed Taleb, Qatar, taking maximum points in this Qatar Cup Race 1 shootout. Mohammed and Saad, Turkey, Kuwait picking up the second, ahead of Mohammed Shaheen, also from Qatar. Time though now for the next generation to show their hand, Junior Jet Ski and Formula Future. Let's go back to the man in charge.
We have a huge list of participants who wanted to come in, do the marathon or the Formula Future or the Junior Hydro. So all those 3 classes that we have now in the QMSF are targeted to get the junior level entry into QMSF, and hopefully we'll have some world champions in the near future.
As a role model too, Sheikh Hassan's connectivity both on and off the water is of massive importance to this junior academy.
Would you like to beat Sheikh Hassan?
Yes.
So let's go to the very beginning. Formula Future, where tiny tots, some as young as 7, are given the chance of driving a boat with an instructor. As in every sport, some will be better than others, but one will shine. Youssef gets most points and also wins a few hearts.
Yes, I did enjoy it because I like, sea, and I like to drive jet skis and all that things to do on the beach.
And Formula Future's a hit with all the dads too.
This training is very, very good for the children. They prepared them for the future, but we need to make several times for training for him.
Congratulations, well done. This is the route of the pilots in the future. And we are in Qatar very proud that Imran came to Doha and he is giving our kids a good lesson.
Sorry, no time to blink. We're back with the 225s, 8 boats, 16 competitors, and race 2 of 3 on the start line. In any 3-heat competition, the second race so often pivotal, but never more so than here. Stiel 88, so dominant in Heat 1, can virtually wrap things up with a second victory. They lead already. Biel, number 11, in close attendance. Down the home straight, heading in towards Mark 1 at the Corniche. Sea conditions almost flat calm. Beautiful exit there from Steele. Corniche Mark 2, Besiktas cutting tight inside, and from third a chance here for a pop at second. Down the home straight for the first time, Murat Leki and Chuba Uja, Besiktas still online for second. Maybe lacking a little grunt to make it stick. Around the top end of the course. Miel's friendly little hose down there. A notification of their intention. Well, these really are world-class racing catamarans. Closed cockpits, minimum length 7 metres, maximum 9 metres. Weight 1,350 kilograms. That includes the pilots. The powerhouse, 225 horsepower OMC 6-cylinder 2-stroke engines. All standard. Props are free choice. And the battle for second is still warming up. Besiktas swapping lanes, lining up the left-hander this time. It's good. Next mark, 90-degree right-hander at the Corniche. Still lead in excess of 4 seconds. Clear water ahead. Sea conditions perfect. Oh, and from the outside lane now, in second place, Besiktas, the first boat to pit. Well, I don't quite get that. That will cost them position, and as a result, they're back in the traffic when they exit. Well, that's a strange decision. Miel returned to second. You saw there Kerim Zorlu, Big Chef's number 2, also going through. So, Leki and Uja on their way again. Mandatory 30s, second pit stop out of the way. But how many places lost? The overnight leaders still to decide when best to drop in for theirs. The boat behind them on the leaderboard, now over 33 seconds behind on the track in this crucial second race, and they've dropped to 5th. Powerboats and yachts also with room on the pit stop to take up residence in 4th. Besiktas momentum has to start here. Leki, another superb exit from the Corniche, moves them back into 4th with a little bit to spare there. Race order still 88, Miel 11, and number 2 Big Chefs. The next boat for Besiktas to try and reel in. An interesting stat coming in here, 88 last lap, 150.7 kilometres an hour. 3 last lap, 155.2. Gap between them drops to 30 seconds. 88 still to pit. Well, no obvious signs of mechanical issues, but they're definitely easing up. Well, possibly, of course, Besiktas have slipped under the radar here with that early pit stop, but time will tell that. Big chance into the pit lane. They were second. That will become third. Besiktas still averaging over 155 kilometres an hour. Still up to just under 156 kilometres an hour. Someone has passed the message. Big Chefs there, their 30-second stint in the pits done and dusted, followed in by the race leaders. It's crunch time in Heat 2. Besiktas at the bottom end of the course with less than 30 seconds to get to the top before Still emerge. Halfway to their goal. Still are ready to roll, and here they go. Well, this is going to be so tight when they meet at the top end of this course. Still up ahead there on the re-entry loop. Besiktas flat out at over 200 kilometres an hour. Championship chances hanging on the next 5 seconds. Miel will be the new race leaders but haven't pitted. They're still. Where are Besiktas? There! Oh, big 4 kilometres from Murat Leki and Chuberk Uja. In front of Still, carrying the speed to make that stick. Brilliant! Forget your ex-cats. This is fabulous racing. Final salvo of pit stops underway, but maybe irrelevant for the most part. 88 or number 3 will surely now go pick up the major spoils in this important second heat. Hakan Banli brings in number 11. Besiktas will now go into the final lap in charge. Just Tunça and Ertem closing up. Lecce almost scraping the marks, attempting to repel the orange invaders. Gap less than 2 seconds in closing. Drag race to the checkered flag. Behind them, the big chefs now, hurtling down the home straight. Miel exiting the pit lane. The third prize on offer here. It's another tight one. Here comes Miel at full chat. Bang in position for the left-hander. Battles all over the track. Where do you look next? That's a great overtake. And up ahead, the leader through the bottom turns, unscathed, down the home straight for the penultimate time. Gap between them and still stabilising at 2 seconds. Lecce and Uja are holding their own in this vital last lap. Speed 156.87 kilometres an hour, still 157.02. They're still picking it up, but only 2 kilometres left now. It's too little, it's too late. The checkered flag is out, the arms are waving, and the boys of Besiktas have done what they needed to. They've taken this World Championship into a winner-takes-all final. Still, recognising at the last mark the game was up, backing off down the straight with Miel behind them in third place. Well, what an advert that was for offshore powerboat racing, and what an advert for this adventurous 225 class. So, the order in which they passed the finish flag at the end of 40 stunning minutes. Setting up a world title shootout that will go all the way to the wire. As they say, all to play for.
Today we are first. That was a lucky day for us. We had no trouble. That was a a little bit rough sea, but we're a bit tired, but that's okay. That's a very lucky day for us. Yeah. We will see tomorrow.
Today we were at the first position, but in the communication with our team manager, we didn't know our competitor, the Besiktas team, they made their pit stop. We didn't know this, and we were so relaxed, and we get our pit stop very slow and safe, and they pass it. It was really a surprise for us.
So time to take a breather then. The final day coming up. So much to look forward to. Back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Doha, World Capital Extraordinaire, and final day of the new Qatar Cup. And what better way to start than the top 6 junior jet ski finalists? Favourites Sheikh Yassim Al Thani, Abdulaziz Al Ibrahim and Sheikh Nawaf Al Thani. 6 young men of differing statures and backgrounds riding 6 identical machines, all with one goal: to win the first Qatar Cup Junior Championship. It's Abdulaziz Al Ibrahim with the hull shot. He establishes a lead which he holds on all the way to the checkered flag. Shadowed by Yassim Al Thani and Abdullah Al Obaidli, who get close but never close enough. There's disappointment for number 3 favourite Nawaf Al Thani. A nasty wash throws him onto the handlebars and drops him to 4th. Averaging an incredible 75 kilometres an hour, it's a physical battle for everyone, but one in which the racecraft learnt will be invaluable in the future. Safety too is a big issue, teaching young competitors not only to respect other water users, but also themselves. Helmets, life jackets and jack plugs are all de rigueur. And for Abdulaziz Al Ibrahim, a day to remember, his first win on an international stage. But to be honest, anyone in that top 6 with every reason to be very, very proud indeed of their effort.
Can you ask this man why he's so good?
يسألك ليش أنت زين؟ شلون زين؟
بعد ما هديت الرجل.
He says he didn't let go of the throttle.
Well, a bit to learn there then. That doesn't always work, as we know. But he was brilliant today. Sorry, no time for a cup of tea. We must move swiftly on. Rowboat GP next. C2 first on the water. Quick reminder of how Heat 1 finished. Mustafa Dashti and Ahmed Appel, number 21, winning at a canter, ahead of Abdulaziz Shaheen and Mohammed Taleb, number 8, with Nasser and Ahmed Fassam 80 in third place. Well, difficult to see how that will change a great deal in this final heat. The backboat crew quick off the start line once again, and so tight on the turns, they are a tough act to get ahead of. Halfway point, top 4, 21, Dashti and Appel, 8, Shaheen and Taleb, 80, Fassam, and 22, Malikan and Huleifi. Just 5 on the start line this weekend, updated safety regulations and a tightening of technical specifications, taking care of that. But it's a positive step by QMSF to get Rowboat GP in line with comparable classes elsewhere. Already a number of European teams now eager to join up in 2015, and more will follow. It's affordable and again the place to get noticed. Dashti and Appel once again proving they will represent Qatar in some style, romping home with plenty to spare. Over the line, it's as you were in race 1, with almost flat-con conditions playing a part in that. And it follows, if results in race 1 reflect those of race 2, then this would be the overall outcome. So, what next to whet your appetite? A little unlimited jet ski, maybe? Well, no problem there. Your wish is granted.
I have to be relaxed because it's very long distance. You have to relax and you have to think and you look like make technique, you know? Because this is also 30 minutes. The tank of fuel of the jet ski is no more than 30 minutes. You have to release a little bit to cool down the engine, because it's very high RPM and very high speed.
Walid Al-Shashani, used to being top of the pile in Qatar, but today up against 28 other locals eager to strip him of his bragging rights. Among them, Tamer Al-Darwish, number 20, Hamis Al-Hosni, 77, Mohammed Al-Hadis, number 3, and Big Brother Majed. But in the event, Walid troubles no one. Lap 4, he blows up and bows out. Al-Darwish is in the clear and running at the same speed as the 225 offshore boat we saw earlier, 150 kilometers an hour. Al-Hosni in second is quick, but he ain't quite that quick. Al-Hadis neither. He grinds to a frustrating halt on the last lap, leaving a very happy new contender to scoop the jackpot. There was some cheer for the Shashani family. Brother Majid almost made the podium in 4th. We're running out of space in this brand new all-action Qatar Cup show, so let's grab brief highlights from the Rowboat C1 final. This is how they finished race 1, or that was. Let's go with race 2. Line abreast early on at the front. Race 1 winners, Dashti and Garib, 17, taking on Mohammed and Abdulaziz Shaheen, number 8. 300 horsepower, speeds of up to 140 kilometres an hour. The class is certainly not for the faint of heart. Monohulls always more likely than catamarans to hook and spin out of control in calm or moderate sea conditions, but on the upside, always more adept when it's windy and rough. By lap 4, the race leaders have dropped to 4th, with Dashti and Garib taking over at the front. 2 laps later, though, all square again. Well, almost. And there's trouble brewing behind. In an attempt to rejoin the leading pack, the Shaheens, number 8, overcook the Corniche mark and take a spinner. leaving old foals 18 and 2 to scrap it out during the closing laps. And Dashti and Garib's lead is short-lived. They move back to third, having dropped to fourth after taking the mandatory long lap. On a course, no concern to Talib and Boanain. They comfortably see off Turkey and Rubayan 18 in the finish straight. The Shaheens number 8 or third, Ali and Gopal fourth, with Dashti and Garib eventually finishing fifth. Pro Boat GP winners then for 2014 goes to number 2. Representing your country in any sport is always a bit special.
It's an honor to me to represent Qatar in this kind of racing. The secret is you should have a good communicating between you and the throttle man. So everything is easy, driving is nice and smooth. Just if you have a good throttle man, you can guarantee the win sometimes.
From circuit racing to Offshore 225 when you've never driven the boat before is a huge step, but he's acquitted himself with some pride. Final race, oh, and there he goes, right up with the leaders, hurtling down the start straight, approaching 200 kilometres an hour. Just to recap, remember Murat Leki and Chuber Uja, number 3 Beşiktaş, stormed back into contention for the world title with that superb win over Race 1 winners Tunçer and Erktem, still 88. Early problems here though for EFE. Mitsubishi, after pitting on the first lap, the boat fails to start. They get going eventually, but will rejoin at the back. Business as usual for Still, but things are not going quite as well for their main rivals. When 11 take their stop, Beşiktaş, who must win to lift the title, are still only third behind number 2, Big Shets. A strategically positioned pit stop now probably their only way back. Boydley, enjoying his best spell of the week so far, moves into 4th. Beşiktaş pit on lap 7, aiming to get back on the track in clear water and then pull back some of the 38 plus seconds they will then be trailing by. But team managers at Still are wised up to that one. They bring their man in next. They will now know exactly what lies ahead, unlike race 2. Number 2, Big Chefs take the lead, but more importantly, Beşiktaş will stay in third. Lap 11, Big Chefs arrive for their 30 seconds on the pontoon and Still roar into the lead. Beşiktaş will stay in third, but more importantly, 20 seconds adrift. It's Still's to lose now. Laps of 157.8 kilometres an hour, 159.3 keep them on track for the title. Bit of fun here later on when EFE, Mitsubishi and Big Chefs try to decide who's most deserving of second place. Number 2, always favourite for this one. And how cool is this? Tunç and Erktem enough to spare in the end to cross the finish line at paddling speed. Deserving of a title after totally destroying the key opposition at the start flag of this third race. Beşiktaş finished third and Big Chefs second after EFE Mitsubishi took a late pit stop. Final leaderboard then, the most accomplished team at the top and a story of what might have been for the rest.
Hey, summer.
Today was good. We were a little bit aggressive, but first 10 lap, it was very fast, really fast, and sometimes catch 91, 92 miles. And the water and the weather is perfect for us, and we are very happy. We are the world champion.
We have the second place title of the World Championship. We are very happy. We can be the first, but as Murat said, transmission problem and overheat problem stopped us. Maybe next year then.
Qatar Grand Prix 3. The winners are Qatar2014.
And that's almost it from the first ever Qatar Cup, organised by the young team of the QMSF, and an event that's made many friends and will open many doors in the future for certain. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's been a lot of fun. From me, Peter Butler. See you next time.